Thank you for joining us. On this episode, we have special guest Frank Valentic. Frank Valentic, the blockhead on Channel 9's The Block. Dream big, buy smart slogan. Can recite clearance rates in a moment's notice. One real estate agent of the year 2015 and an amazing family man. So Frank, tell us about you, who you are and what you do.
Well, I've been a buyer's advocate in Melbourne for now 15 years, so that's what I do for a living. Obviously, there's been a few people that have seen me bidding on The Block over the last 7 series.
Yes.
Essentially, I've grown a business from zero to a team now. We have over 20 staff, and we run a range of real estate services, buyer's advocates, sellers advocates, property management and owners corporations. So that's that keeps us busy.
Wow, busy man. And Frank, what would you define success as?
Success for me is trying to set targets and goals and reaching them and achieving those goals and aspirations. And success is a bit of a moving target for me because we're always setting new goals.
Yes.
We're always following Anthony Robbins' "Can I" principle, continuous, never-ending improvement. So we're trying to always improve, set new goals, set new targets,
yes,
and keep really raising the bar in terms of where we want to get to.
That's fantastic. Frank, do you have a mentor or coach?
I have a number of coaches that I've used over the years. I've also approached a lot of real estate agents over the years. Got a lot of advice from them.
Yes.
So I've always sort of used that sort of mentor coaching. Obviously, Jacob, you've helped our team out quite a bit.
Great.
So it's great working with yourself in terms of helping our team, achieve their goals and aspirations and set
great
new,
team you've got, Frank. Absolutely great
and
team.
Set new goals, new aspirations as we go.
Yeah. In times of stress, what do you think about and how do you stay centered, Frank?
Well, I try and exercise, so that's the main thing that I try and get out and exercise a few days a week. That's probably 4 days a week, go for a run, go to the gym, do
Yes.
things, and that helps me release a bit of stress. I also try and meditate before I go to sleep, and I just try and, obviously, if it is a stressful situation, take a bit of time out. We take 6 weeks a year
Nice.
to go on overseas holidays.
Yes.
So we do that to recharge the batteries because we do work long hours, and very important to have that, family time and time away.
Absolutely. Yeah. And do you visualise, Frank?
I do, yeah. I used to play semi-professional soccer,
Yes.
so visualisation was a big part of that, visualising scoring a goal or setting up a goal. So that's been a part of, my life really through semi-professional soccer for 20 years. So now, visualising business before an auction, I try and visualise myself winning that auction.
Yes.
I try and visualise myself, getting a negotiation over the line. If I'm going into a difficult meeting or having a difficult conversation, I try and visualise the positive outcome there. So yeah, I do use that sort of visualisation that I used in semi-professional sport quite a bit.
Yes.
So
It's great, isn't it?
it is good, and it always looks better when you're winning too, Jacob. even though if you don't win sometimes, you can sort of obviously visualise that
Absolutely.
result. So.
Yeah. And what are some tools you use to keep motivated? I personally know you, inside and outside of business, and you're a very, very, very busy guy. Sometimes I don't know how you do it. You've got amazing long hours and you've got a beautiful family. What do you do to stay motivated, Frank?
Well, the key for me is really, keeping my eye on the long-term goals, and my long-term goals are about continuing to build a successful business. I started the business from scratch. I always wanted to have a successful business, so that just keeps me on track all the time because I'm always trying to raise the bar. I'm always trying to follow that continuous, never-ending improvement philosophy from Anthony Robbins. And
Yes.
so for me, it's about continuing to set new targets, to achieve even better results, to win more awards, to grow the team more, and to give my family the best life that I can possibly do. And that includes nice holidays. It includes going to private school. And I suppose I learnt that from my parents, who really came to Australia as refugees in
Yes.
1969 from Croatia, and they've then given us a great life. And so for me, it's all about trying to create that the best life possible for my family.
What a beautiful legacy, Frank. Beautiful legacy. Talk to us about goals. Now, Short-term goals, long-term goals, business, personal goals. Do you believe in them? Do you set them? Talk to us about your goals.
Well, I'm always setting goals. I think goals are very, very important because if you don't have a target, you're going to shoot off anywhere. It's like playing soccer, Jacob. If you're not having a target of shooting at the goals, you're going to spray the ball all over the place, as I used to do. I wasn't a great player, so never scored too many goals. But, for me, it is very, very important to set. I set daily goals, I set weekly goals, and we also, as a team, always set monthly goals.
Yes.
We share that at our staff meetings, so everyone is accountable. And I also have a mentor / colleague of mine that we meet with monthly. He's one of the best agents, Nathan Waterson from Jealous Craig. He's a partner in their business. So we catch up once a month and we go through our goals. And I've got an accountability partner that I can't hide from. So if I've had a crap month, I've got nowhere to hide if my numbers aren't good. And that's really important, having that accountability for me. And I am a high achiever. I try and set the bar high.
Yes.
And sometimes, as they say, if you shoot for the moon and you miss, you're going to end up in the stars somewhere.
Absolutely.
And I'd rather set the targets at a high level, because I know if I miss, I'm still going to achieve a reasonable level of results. So yeah, definitely all about goals. I don't think you can get anywhere in life if you're just petering along, because everyone else will catch up to you. So if you're not raising the bar is going to go above you and you're going to be sort of left behind. So.
Very well said. Look, Frank, this series is all about helping the audience lift their game and be the best they can. What do you think separates a champion from an average performer?
I think the main thing, Jacob, you do a lot of this with our team, is the mindset. It's all between the ears. It's in here, because I'll go back to my soccer playing days. There were so many players that were much better than myself, but they didn't have the right psychic, and they didn't have the right mental attitude, the mindset. So I think you can be great, you can have good skills on the soccer field or in business, but if you don't have the mindset, if you don't have the motivation, if you don't have the determination, they're the sort of things that I see the top performers in business and sport. I look at Roger Federer.
Yes.
There are probably a lot of players better than Roger Federer over the years, but he's had the mindset, he's had the mental will, determination, he's had the commitment, and he's been out there and he practices every day, just as he was playing, when he first started. So I think I think of that. But really, if it's not there in your head, then you're not gonna be a star performer. There are so many people in business that get there because of their mindset, and in sport as well, that maybe aren't as gifted. I've come from a background where I wasn't even a real estate agent and started a business from scratch 15 years ago. And I was in the fitness industry for 10 years before that. That's what I knew back to front, and I've had to totally learn a new industry. But I've had the right mindset. I've wanted to learn off the best in the industry. I've wanted to learn off the best business leaders, and I think that's another part of it. These star performers are happy to learn. They're always seeking to be better than where they were yesterday.
Yes.
And one of the things you talk about a lot, Jacob, is surrounding yourself with successful people.
Absolutely.
And these people are surrounding themselves with people that are doing it day in, day out, and being very, very successful in whatever vocation or job they're in.
Absolutely. Well, birds of a feather flock together, don't they, Frank?
They do, yes.
So, and what tips would you give our audience to become limitless?
I think to become limitless, it's really important. The main thing that I would look for is firstly setting targets, because to be limitless, you need to know okay, where is your present reality and where do you want to get to, and that pushing the boundaries, going sort of above the level of where you're at. So I think keeping continually setting goals and reviewing those goals and every year lifting that bar. If they want to become limitless, if they want to be successful, then you need to keep trying to be a high achiever.
Yes.
Some of the other stuff there, Jacob, we've talked about, surrounding yourself with high quality coaches. We talked about Roger Federer. he's got coaches there. I'm sure he's got a number of different coaches that help him in the different areas of his game.
Yes.
So to be limitless as well, you need to have good people around you.
You do.
In business, it's a good accountant, it's a good business coach like yourself. It's a good legal person, and it's just good contacts.
Yeah.
And surrounding yourself with business people that are doing it well, because when you do become involved in a situation where you need advice, you've got people to bounce off as well, and I think that's really important. Becoming limitless is trying to keep going to the highest level, and that's exciting, because there is no limit, is there?
No.
You get to here, and then next year you say,
You raise the bar and smash it.
Can we go any higher? And I think if I woke up and I was just sitting back saying I'm happy to be where I am for the next 5 years,
Yes.
I think that's the time I'd throw the towel in, Jacob, and say I've had enough of business.
I can't see you ever throwing the towel in, Frank, but
I've had enough of business, and I'll go do something else, or sit on an island and drink pina coladas and retire. But until that day, I want to go very hard. I want to keep pushing the limits, and hopefully people who want to be limitless are the same. They need to have that. They need to have the heart. They've got to have the ticker there. It's got to be in there, and you can't fake it. You've either got it or you haven't got it. And just like professional sport,
yes,
if you've got it, you've got it. If you haven't, you're going to get found out along the way.
Absolutely.
As well. So,
well done, Frank Valentic. Personally, you're an inspiration to me. I love working with you and your business.
Thank you.
Thanks for being on the series.
Thank you, Matt.
I know everyone's going to really take your advice. Guys, Frank Valentic, Advantage Property Consulting. Thanks, Frank.
No worries. Thanks, Jacob.